The Los Angeles Lakers should have a robust market for LeBron James if both parties part ways. One of them is their Western Conference rivals Golden State Warriors, who dream of pairing James and Stephen Curry. According to ESPN's Brian Windhorst and Ramona Shelburne, the Warriors revisited their thoughts about trading for the 40-year-old superstar after their failed attempt last year. A handful of teams, including the Golden State Warriors, who tried to trade for James in 2023-24, considered again whether to make an offer, sources said. Windhorst and Shelburne wrote on Friday, July 11th. LeBron hints at possible trade demand. Whether that dream pairing happens is up to James and, to a certain extent, the Lakers, who appeared ready to move on from him after not offering an extension. The Lakers had already made their statement in not offering James a contract beyond this season, Windhorst and Shelburne wrote. It was abundantly clear that the 21-time All-Star's time as the face of the Lakers had, for the first time, a planned end date, even if James' record-setting NBA career did not yet. In response to the Lakers' pivot, James issued a veiled threat through his agent, Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul. LeBron wants to compete for a championship, Paul told ESPN on June 29. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, but he values a realistic chance of winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeannie, Bus, and Rob Pelinka, and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. The Lakers have pivoted from James and shifted their priorities to their new franchise star Luka Doncic. The much younger Doncic arrived at the trade deadline in a shocking swap for James' close friend, Anthony Davis, and fellow Clutch Sports client. We understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future. We do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and career. He wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that, are supportive, and want what's best for him. What Warriors can offer Lakers? If James indeed asks for a trade, if he finds the additions of DeAndre Ayton and Jake LaRavia not sufficient for a championship run, the Warriors can become the Lakers' easiest trade partner, according to Fred Katz of The Athletic. Katz singled out Jimmy Butler as the Warriors' obvious salary match for James. Butler makes a tad more than James does, marking the trade legal, though if it were constructed this way, it would hard cap the Lakers at the first apron, since they'd be absorbing more money than they send out in a deal. If the Lakers were fine with that, they could execute the one-for-one trade, Katz wrote on July 2nd. And even if the Lakers want to duck the first apron, roping in a third team would still be easier to execute for them and the Warriors. Golden State and Los Angeles could find a third team willing to take on one of the Lakers' minimum salaries, say, Jordan Goodwin's, without giving any salary back. This way, the total money leaving the purple and gold is above Butler's incoming salary, Katz wrote. The Warriors have plenty of second-round picks to incentivize a team with cap room to absorb Goodwin's $2.4 million salary. If the Golden State Warriors have shown an increased sense of urgency and willingness to make bold moves, such as trading for Jimmy Butler and showing interest in Bradley Beal, Damian Lillard, etc., the uncertain future of Stephen Curry could be a primary reason why. Curry turned 37 in March and is heading into his 17th NBA season. Asked during a golf tournament in Tahoe, Curry spoke candidly about just how much longer he plans to play in the NBA. I don't know. The 4-time champion and 11-time All-NBA selection, Curry said, per The Athletic's Anthony Slater on July 10th. I'm just taking it 2 years at a time. That's what I have left on my contract right now. Curry is in the final year of a 4-year, $215.3 million deal with the Warriors, but he has a 1-year, $62 million extension for 2026 to 27. He has made 70-plus appearances in back-to-back seasons, but is not too far removed from a 6-season stretch below that threshold. Moreover, his current top supporting cast of Butler and Draymond Green made 55 and 68 appearances, respectively, and, like Curry, are on the wrong side of 30. Time is certainly not on the Warriors' side with Curry, the face of the franchise. Stephen Curry addresses Al Horford rumors. Curry's timeline means the Warriors are still looking to add firepower despite having players like Jonathan Kuminga, who remains in a state of limbo in restricted free agency. Former Boston Celtics big man Al Horford is among the rumored targets for the Warriors. Some reports have painted the move as a near certainty, but Horford, who is 39 and entering his 19th season, has also considered retirement. Fittingly, Curry offered his respect for the player that Horford is, but little else when asked. "He's a champion, great player," Curry said per Slater. When all that stuff happens, I'll talk about it." Similar to the other stars in Curry's supporting cast on the Warriors, durability would be a concern with Horford. But adding him would be a clear signal that the Warriors are indeed trying to maximize what could be the final 2 seasons of Curry's career. Warriors' timeline crystal clear. Even without Curry's assertion about his future, the Warriors are almost certainly working on a 2-year timeline or somewhere thereabouts. Curry's deal expires following the 2026-27 season, as does Butler's. Green's deal has a player option for the 2026-27 campaign, and he will be an unrestricted free agent the following offseason as well. The Warriors have 2 players who are under contract for the 2027-28 season. That could change once Kuminga's situation is resolved, and Brandon Podziemski will be a restricted free agent that summer. But the list is currently Buddy Hield and Moses Moody. The Warriors must also navigate a Western Conference with the reigning champion Oklahoma City Thunder, where the Houston Rockets traded for Kevin Durant after finishing second in 2024-25, and the Denver Nuggets, Los Angeles Lakers, and Minnesota Timberwolves still exist. Making bold moves is a prerequisite to staying afloat, let alone maximizing Curry's twilight. The Golden State Warriors have yet to make a meaningful move this offseason, but they remain equipped with several tradable first-round picks and expiring salaries if the right player becomes available. There is a chance such an opportunity could materialize within the state of California and involve a player the Dubs were interested in ahead of last year's trade deadline, LeBron James of the Los Angeles Lakers. ESPN's Dave McMenamin reported on Saturday, July 12th, from NBA Summer League in Las Vegas that 4 teams have contacted Rich Paul, James' longtime friend and agent, about a potential deal for the 4-time MVP. "Rich Paul told me that they never asked for an extension. Paul also made it clear to me that LeBron has not asked for a trade," McMenamin reported. "And Paul hasn't even discussed the possibility of wanting a trade in the future with the Lakers. Paul did tell me that 4 teams contacted him with interest in trading for LeBron. So now we wait." Brandon "Scoop V" Robinson followed McMenamin's report with one of his own late Saturday night, in which he named the 4 teams that have been in contact with Paul to this point. LeBron James, Stephen Curry have proven ability to play together at high level. Golden State has already pushed most of its chips in on an older team led by Stephen Curry and Draymond Green, former heated rivals of James who have developed into friends and, in Green's case, business partners over the past decade. Curry and James co-led Team USA to a gold medal during the Summer Olympic Games in Paris last year and played exceptionally well off of one another under the leadership of head coach Steve Kerr in the context of the international competition. There is little reason to believe that the 2 second-team All-NBA selections from the 2024-25 season couldn't achieve similar success in the upcoming season, despite Curry turning 38 in March and James, already the oldest player in the league, turning 41 in December. Jimmy Butler offers most logical, cleanest trade option in LeBron James' deal between Warriors-Lakers. The Warriors made a strong push down the stretch of last season, falling just shy of a top 6 seed in the West. Golden State went on to defeat the Houston Rockets in a 7-game slugfest to advance out of round 1 of the playoffs. However, Curry suffered a hamstring strain in the opening contest of the Dubs' second-round series against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Warriors bowed out in 5 games. It was the franchise's acquisition of Jimmy Butler III from the Miami Heat that allowed Golden State to level up. But it's hard to see a path for the Warriors to acquire James without flipping Butler to Los Angeles. A sign-and trade involving Jonathan Kuminga could theoretically be part of a workable deal, depending on how much interest the Lakers would have in the athletic forward at an annual average salary high enough to package him with other contributors to the Dubs roster who make sense alongside Luka Doncic. James has 1 year remaining on his contract after he exercised his $52.6 million player option in late June. Butler makes $54.1 million next season and has 2 years remaining on his current agreement.